Hello and welcome to the Gridiron Show, coming to you live from Munich, and we should really be in like some Bavarian beer hall at this point, with an umpire band going on, with a Stein in front of us, all that great stuff. And don't worry, Olly Hunter, that's coming, don't you worry. It's because we've still got work to do today, so we're off to Bucs and Seahawks practice as we are here in Munich for the first ever Germany game. It's sensational. I'm so excited. I'm Will Gavin. Olly Hunter is here. The biggest neck in Ireland, Michael McQuaid, has arrived as well. You can't tell people things like that. Like
Michael McNeck, Necky McQuaid.
Necky McQuaid. All right, Necky.
Well,
Lock
hello,
Nicky.
yes. Welcome to Munich. It's great fun. This is going to be...
Mike, you've already been out here for like 3 or 4 days at this point. I arrived in last night. Olly was here only yesterday morning. I mean, we went
this morning.
This morning.
Yeah.
So we went for a couple of beers last night. But yeah, you've been here for 3 or 4 days now. How have you absorbed the German culture?
A point of note for everyone listening. I got here on Wednesday, and I have to say, I was saying to you lads, like texting, ringing and stuff, and chatting last night. I know it's the first time over here in Munich, but I have never seen anything like this in my life. Like, I've never really been to Germany outside of going to like an NFL game or even a football game. So it's like even seeing a beer house for the first time is crazy. I have never been in one, and the bars that they have set up for the Seahawks and the Bucs are like just. It's so different to London, and I can't wait to see what it's going to be like. Like, we're doing this on a Friday, like tomorrow night's going to be crazy.
You know what we should do tonight, actually? We were just talking about what we're going to do tonight. So right now we're sat in my hotel room. If you're watching this on the video version, me and Olly are on an actual chaise longue.
Here we are.
McQuaid's in a little chair. I've got a spotlight which I can hover over me at any point if I feel like I need to be dramatic about a point I'm making. And honestly,
We've got some beers.
We've got some beers on the
Frost,
go. This
Frost,
is going to be a good.
Frost, yeah.
This is
Frost.
going to be a good time over the next few days. I'm off to the Bucks practice after this, as is Mike. Mike's just hoping to get in a couple of questions with Sir Thomas of Brady. We're getting a little bit of time, and you'll hear it later in the show with Cade Otton, who caught the winning touchdown from Tom Brady last week, and also had a 20-yard catch on that drive, the Brady rolling back the years drive. The guys that are going out to see the Seahawks, we'll hear from Phoebe Schecter in conversation with Ryan Neal, the Seahawks defensive back, who is going to be apparently. We got offered like 3 or 4 people, and because Phoebe, in her classic Phoebe fashion, was like, leave it with me. Like, text one of the coaches on the Seahawks to ask which of the 4 people we've been offered would be the best talker. And they said to get Ryan Neal on. So it should be a really good interview as well. Plus, we can talk about him facing Brady, Cade catching passes from Brady, because it is Brady.
The Brady Bowl.
This week. However, we should plan this evening, which is, you mentioned that you've been to the Bucs bar, right?
Yeah.
Were you also aware that because of the international marketing agreement the NFL have, there is not only a Bucs bar, there is not only a Seahawks bar, there is also a Panthers bar, a Patriots bar, and a Chiefs bar, because they've all got international. I think we do the 5 bars tonight. I think we tour the 5.
Do a crawl.
Yeah, we do a crawl of the 5 bars.
How good would that be on the
5 bars,
Insta?
I
5
can see it.
bars.
I can see it now. The IHMA bar crawl presented by Will Gavin. The bars look crazy. Like I seen the video of the Panthers bar, and last night on Thursday night it was heaving. It's like, I cannot believe it's fantastic to see so many fans, not just from Germany. Like, I was on a flight over here in Dublin. There was a lot of Americans coming in. A lot of people from the UK are here already as well. So they should do that in London for all the international teams.
Oh, absolutely.
Bears, Niners, every weekend of these games.
And I think the difference between London and here as well is it's the centre of Munich's quite contained. Like, all those bars are within walking distance of each other, which doesn't always happen with the London games as well. And the thing is, like, 3 million people tried to get tickets for this game. I went past the Allianz yesterday, and our hotel is just down the road from it, and it's looking sensational already. I think the atmosphere is going to be phenomenal on Sunday. And actually, yeah, if they turned around and said, so Frankfurt next year, but we're going to do another game in Munich, and then we're going to make it 3, and then we're going to make it 4. Like, Phoebe spends time out here quite a bit, coaching football and working with the flag teams out here and some of the kind of semi-pro teams out here. And she's saying that she sees more NFL fans in city centres like Munich than she does in London, for example. So I can see it growing pretty rapidly here. There was an idea that the language barrier was going to be a problem. Everyone speaks fluent English, and we all try and muddle through with our GCSE German. Come on, Michael, give us a little blast of your German.
Bitte?
A little.
Das Flügenhausen? Lads, I didn't do
das
GCSE German. I don't know. I said it on a podcast the other day as well, and I'm thinking now. I hope it's a word in German.
I think it might be Flight House. I'm not 100%.
I'll Google it now while we're chatting.
When we were coming in, Liv and I, we were coming into Liv's my girlfriend. We were coming into Munich today. I think I wanted to say please, and I thought, oh yeah, I remember the word for please. So I went afterbleich, which is not only the wrong way to say please in Dutch, but it's just not German in any way. And the customs guy, the police officer, passport dude, just looked at me and I'm speaking Dutch to a German in Bavaria, and wrongly.
I walked into a place last night and they immediately went, hello. And I was like, oh, I'm that obviously English, am I? I hadn't even opened my mouth yet. Bitter is please.
Yeah, I've since found that out.
Yeah, good.
How do you order a pint of bitter?
Small. I thought bitter meant small.
No, bisschen means small. Like, sprechen Sie Deutsch ein bisschen, a little.
I think bitter means you're welcome as well.
Yeah, so you can use bitter. So if someone says Dankeschön, you say bitteschön. It's like going, please, don't worry about it, rather than just saying...
Alf gets, let's go, isn't it?
Alf gets,
for Mr. Really?
Yeah, nice, that's a good one. I can count to 12. I struggle after that.
That is a good one.
But actually, I can do like higher numbers as well. But I just can't remember 13 through 19. That's like really bad, isn't it?
It's the high numbers like in French, like 40.
Yeah, so it's like einen. It's the other way around.
That was Spanish.
So it's like 31, 32, 33. It's 3 and 30. Is how they say.
So there's like 21, but the 80 in French is something weird, isn't it? Like 80.
80.
420s.
Sounds really.
How mental is that?
The only other thing I can remember is directions. Really, really specifically remember directions.
All right, let's go like left and right.
Auf der linken Seite is on the left side. Auf der rechten Seite is on the right side.
Sorry, what?
Rechten Seite.
Okay, good. You don't want to get that.
Your pronunciation is really on point.
Rechten Seite. Geh geradeaus means straight on. Über die Brücke, over the bridge.
Über die Brücke.
Über die Brücke.
Your pronunciation coming from an Irishman who can't speak any German whatsoever, but you've got the seal of approval.
There was
Get a German, you probably sound like a complete Englishman.
There was a sensational moment last night when we were in the Keg, a bar just kind of down the road from where we're staying. And Michael came and met us. He'd been at a bit of a kind of swanky NFL party with some of the people that are like promoting the game over here and stuff.
Michael.
Clanging names left, right, and centre. He was telling me Colleen Wolfe was there,
and
Rich Eisen, and Mooch, and Peter Schrager, and all the big names were there. But
that's the circles you're hanging around.
That's where Michael moves.
Old Necky McNeck.
Rich Eisen, yeah, the neck just stuck my neck out, you know. No, it's
can you sign my neck?
The one thing I will say is, and this is for people maybe listening to this in the UK, Ireland, or across Europe, the main presentation last night was on the future of the game here. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be 4 or 5 years down the line, but I think we're going to be here twice a year doing this.
Oh, you very much kept saying to me last night, after you'd been to that party, had several beers, and then came to meet us. Many times you went, Dublin, 5 years. Within 5 years, Dublin.
The dream.
You repeated it so many times. But there was also a sensational moment where it turned out that the Keg, which is a very student-y bar that had karaoke on, and it was really good fun. We should go again. It turned out that a couple of the bar staff were Irish immigrants who were living and working in Munich. And the moment that realised that they were Irish, they did that thing. Oh, you're from Mayo. You're from Lebanon. Oh, yeah. They just just went off. It was fantastic. I loved it. Should we talk some football?
Let's talk some football.
Probably why people tune into the podcast. Although this is very much the old vein. This is the Tuesday morning football vein.
But we've replaced someone who's a dreadful human being with Necky McNeck, who's a brilliant man.
Nacky McNackerface is the Munich name.
But football-wise, is this the first time that the top two in separate divisions will be playing in an international game? If last week the two teams it was the first time in London, which there's been 32 games, first time in London that two teams have had a winning record, but the Packers weren't top of the division. So surely, don't call me Shirley, but surely that it must mean it's the first time that we have two teams. I don't know about Mexico, but I can't think. I don't think it was Chiefs or it's at Chiefs Chargers this year, but I don't think it's happened before where we've actually got two teams that are top of their divisions in a foreign country that's not the United States. I think it's amazing. What a stroke of luck for NFL Europe and the NFL itself that the Seahawks are relevant and good and have the best quarterback in the league.
I have a feeling that this game was originally going to be the Chiefs against the Bucs, and then whenever Brady came back, they had to change it for obvious reasons. You couldn't have Brady's potentially final game against Mahomes, which has already happened now, being in Germany. But the thing is, whenever that game was announced, there was the whole excitement element of, yeah, it's Germany, that's incredible. What are the Seahawks going to be like without Russell Wilson? And by God, they have proven all of us wrong. They've been incredible, and I'm looking forward to seeing Geno play on Sunday because he's had a hell of a season so far.
He's poised. He looks calm. He doesn't look flustered. He doesn't remind me of Bambi on ice anymore. And when you've got a really great rookie in Kenneth Walker III and two superb wideouts, I mean, DK Metcalf is, I think every game is, I just see him getting better and better and better. Tyler Lockett is a steady hand. And then backed up by Noah Fant, who they acquired in that trade. That trade now is looking so good. I mean, oh, sorry, are you... What's that? You're Broncos, aren't you?
I'm a Broncos fan. I'll say this slowly into the microphone. Let's ride.
Oh, God.
My God.
That was horrendous.
As it stands, they're winning that trade by a country mile, the Seahawks. Pete Carroll, as it stands, in my opinion, wins another 4 games. He's in line to be Coach of the Year. I think what he's done with that team it's just sensational.
They're also getting excellent play out of rookies. You mentioned Kenneth Walker III already. I mean, they're starting 2 rookie tackles. You shouldn't be able to start 2 rookie tackles and 2 rookie corners and be able to turn in a performance which currently tops the NFC West by 2 clear games. And yet, somehow, they are pulling it off. Tariq Woolen and Kobe Bryant have both been excellent so far this year. They're on a 4-game winning streak on top of that. It's a small sample size, and it's the first really good deep draft that the Seahawks have had in years. But I think most people questioned picking the elderly coach over the future Hall of Fame quarterback, even though his play had been down on recent years. They've been sensational. And then the Bucs are now top of the NFC South at 4-5, despite the fact that we had Panthers Falcons last night, 25-15. So we got in from the pub at about 2:15 a.m.
2:30.
And so I watched the first maybe half of the first quarter before falling asleep right in that bed there. I passed out quite sharpish, but I'm quite glad I did. It did not look like a good game of football when I watched the highlights back this morning. I still don't buy into their defense being fixed. The run defense, it was such a strength for them, but has not shown out so far this season. The linebacker play has had a big downturn. I think it's big for them that they've got much healthier again in the defensive backfield. They're going to have Carlton Davis back. They're going to have Sean Murphy-Bunting fully healthy. Those are really key things to the way that they operate. But the biggest question is going to be, we saw a vintage Brady drive to end the Rams game. That was just sensational. I think 55th game-winning drive of his career in a game where he went over 100,000 yards combined, regular and postseason. That's just ridiculous numbers. I'm not buying that wasn't just a one-off. What that was, if you watch that drive back, which I did, in fact, just this morning before speaking to Kate Oaten this afternoon, what Brady did so cleverly was even when they were taking their time over the plays. They weren't rushing. They weren't sprinting up to the line, spiking the order. They were keeping the play going, and they were forcing the Rams defense to not be allowed to substitute because of the way that they were running the no huddle. And what that meant was that he saw a defense he liked. He saw that he could get the sidelines. He did that to Kate Oaten with that first 20-yard pass. And he just went, right, I'm not letting these guys off the field, and just play. It was very, very methodical. And it was the brains of that man are ridiculous. I just still don't buy that the body is there, and I still don't buy that the rest of the team around him is there. And so, I don't know. I kind of fancy the Seahawks on Sunday.
I'm not sure that the brain is all there.
Well, maybe
Sorry, Tom.
Maybe it is now.
Sorry, Tom.
He's only about 2 miles away, mate. Should we go and tell him?
Ask him in like an hour.
Yeah.
Tom, we're having a conversation. Is your head gone, mate?
But he's looked, and understandably with what's going on in his personal life, he's looked not quite with it totally this year. And then suddenly he, as you said, he switched into that Brady mode. Call it Brady mode. A bit like Fergie time. He switched into Brady mode, and he pulled it out probably almost the season, not with the strength of the NFC, but sort of the season's on the line, and he pulls it out. But the thing, I don't think it's all been on him. The issues, the wideouts have been really bad. Like the amount of drop passes,
Absolute hands of stone.
Hands of absolute stone. I think Mike Evans, who usually has really good hands, he dropped a really key pass on the first drive of the week before
Panthers game
against the Panthers. He also dropped at least 2 that I remember in the game against the Rams. Really easy passes, easy catches to make. And then Scotty Miller usually used to be quite reliable, wide open, and he decides to let it hit his helmet in the end zone. So there are things and factors that aren't helping. It's that old adage, isn't it, that when things aren't going your way, when things aren't quite right in camp or at home or whatever, everything else, it's like a snowball effect. Everything else starts to not go your way as well. Has that winning drive and that win, has that turned their entire season around, and will we see them run the table?
It's like that. It's like that in life, isn't it? If something happens to you, whether it's positive or negative, it always has that sort of domino or spin effect, and you can see that in his play. We're in week 10, and Brady has got 10 passing touchdowns. Lenny Fournette has only rushed for 400 odd yards. Like that's insane. The run game isn't there, but more so, it's the consistency. That last drive you're talking about last week was epic to watch as a fan, as a neutral watching the game.
But did you not find when it started, you saw the first couple of plays, it felt a bit Thanos-y.
Yeah, it was like he was like he'll find a way here. But for me, it's more
inevitable.
Like think of that Cowboys game,
Inevitable.
like that Cowboys game, the game against the Panthers, parts of last week's game. To be fair, he's definitely there's no point in saying otherwise. He's taking a step down. He's getting older.
Oh,
a
yeah.
little. Like I mean that's fine, but it makes me think, and maybe somebody will ask him this later on because we're in Europe and it's not like the US. Somebody could say to him, "Look, what is the plan long term here?"
I think you should ask
all
him.
these whispers about Miami and stuff, and it's like, or maybe Will's team.
Michael, I think you should ask him. And here's for why. I don't think Brady knows particularly much anything about accents. He may think you're German and it's lost in translation. You might have a little pass. Maybe put on the accent. Chuck in a bitter.
Bitter.
Yeah, chuck in a bitter and say bitter. Thomas.
The thing about the Bucs last year they were fun to watch in the offense, and their defense was just fantastic. But this year, the offense is not clicking. I hope it's a good game on Sunday. I hope the Bucs play well on Sunday. But I'm going to throw in Simon Clancy here. We were talking to him on Tuesday. Clancy's picking the Seahawks, I'm nearly certain. Also, will the curse of Clancy continue on this week?
Well,
I don't know whose hands he's shaken yet.
I would say it's the curse. Is it the curse of Clancy? Could it be the curse of Olly Hunter? Ever since we pulled out the old Rodgers.
I forgot about that. It could have been both of you as well.
So you've lost 4 on the bounce right now. And the Seals have won 4 on the bounce. Mental coming to see a winning football team when you were fancied as the favourites from the NFC.
Yeah, ridiculous. It's been a huge fall from grace for everyone in that organisation. If we don't win against the Cowboys this weekend, I know the Around the NFL guys have already put a fork in Green Bay. You win that game against the Cowboys, something could happen. But even losing that, Green Bay then have to win. Working up my maths.
A lot of games.
At least 8 of the next 10. I don't know how many games. They have to win a lot of games.
William, for the people listening in the UK and Ireland, they can hear you on the radio on Sunday from the Munich
They
Arena?
can. They can. The Allianz Arena.
The Allianz Arena.
Bayern Munich Stadium. We're going to be live on air from just before kickoff, about 2:20. We were originally doing a big whole build-up show, and then the EFL decided to move Burnley-Blackburn from 12 to 12:30.
That's a big,
So
big Lancashire derby, that though.
going into the weekend, first v second, absolutely massive game. So tune in Talksport 2 from midday, listen to Burnley-Blackburn, and then hear the big clash out here in Germany. Me and Phoebe Schecter from the stadium. We're hopefully getting lots of guests on. I'm hoping that you guys will get a chance to come and join us while we're there as well. Do you want to hear from the interviews that we did? Because we're all friends here, Gridiron, Talksport, all kind of as one. So let's hear from firstly Ryan Neal speaking with Phoebe Schecter, and then Kado speaking with me, Will Gavin.
All right, so I'm going to ask you probably the most important question that you're going to be asked today.
Oh, God.
Who is your favorite athletic trainer? There's only one real answer, and it's a female, so don't get this wrong.
Ooh, favorite athletic trainer, and it's a female?
Yes, your choices are limited here.
Man, look, I'm going to go with the best combo ever, and that's mac and cheese and omelet, because I love
there
them.
you go.
Them my girls, man. I love them both. That's my dogs.
Absolutely. Well, Mac was the one that said to talk to you. Mac and I
Oh,
are
yeah.
roomies in Buffalo.
Really?
So, yeah.
man, mac and cheese.
Exactly.
Shout out to mac and cheese and omelet. I
Yeah.
love them. I gave them a nickname. That's how you know I love them. I give them straight nicknames.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And then just, we can get this to pull up. There we go. So just kind of looking into your history, one of the things that stood out to me was you'd actually looked at stepping back from football in 2020, but said your girlfriend had convinced you to stay around.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's a really big decision. And I know you've had a lot of adversity in your career. I mean, how did you go from that and that decision and that thought process to now being on a winning team and being a game changer in a system?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. I think after, when I heard I was getting cut or whatever, I was just like, you know what, I've been, working at it for 3 years, and I just feel like I was ready to start my life. I'm just like, man, I gave him my best shot. I already, beat the odds and, kind of already did some things, and, called my older brother who's like my mentor. I'm just like, yeah, man, I don't think I got anything left. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm done giving it. Called my girl, was just like, I don't think I'm through with it, you know what I mean? But they both was just like, nah, what else would you rather be doing?
Yeah.
You never know what's gonna happen, you know what I mean? It's the NFL, for crying out loud. You don't know. And then Big Bro was real important in that. He's just like, dude, opportunity comes in this league, people get hurt and stuff happens, and you just never know when your chance gonna come. And it literally came 3 games later, so I was just like, well, thank God, and everything else is rest is history, you know what I mean? I came to the right place. It was the right place in my mind, the right organization. Just allowed me to be myself.
Yeah, and I know, at the moment we're in Men's Health Month, which is so important for so many people, and you talk about mindset and how that played a role in how you achieved getting to where you are now, because most people would face those obstacles and just turn around. But I think even starting as an undrafted free agent and making your way to literally being such a big game changer, it's so cool for us to see.
Yeah, it's just, it's like anything in life, you know what I mean? When you go and chasing dreams or you're trying to chase goals, I think the first thing people got to understand is that it's going to take a long time. No matter what it is, it's going to take a long time. Like, never think anything's going to happen in a year or 2. It could take 3, it could take 4, it could take 5, but if you keep going, you're eventually going to win. But if you quit, then you guarantee you're not going to get there. So it's just like, anything you want to do, just stay down, stay committed for the long haul, because that's what it's going to take. So that's just, that's kind of how I look at it.
I love that. And kind of going on to, we've all been impressed with Gino this season, and I know he's had a bunch of pressure on him. I mean, how do you feel he's grown from a leadership perspective, just from week 1 to now?
I think it's his journey. It's his testimony. You know what I mean? It's the journey that made him, and I think he was ready for this moment ever since, last year when 3 went down and he had to step in. And even then, you seen flashes. You know what I mean? It was like, oh man, you know what I mean? He's playing ball, and I think in camp it was just that mindset, like, no, this is on me. It's my time. You know what I mean? I stayed down. I've been in the backseat for a while, coming to New York, being that guy, and getting flushed out of there. And like he said, they wrote him off. You know what I mean? And it's just like, when you get to that point, it's like you get that opportunity. It's like, no, I'm gonna take it by the horns and just roll with it. And we're all happy for him. We're all rooting for him. And I think that honestly just made us gel together even better, because it's like, nah, we all have an underdog story, and we all just kind of relate to each other in that way. And just, every time he steps on the field, it's like, no, we in a dogfight for Gino, for the rest of the team, for everybody. So I think it's a cool thing, man. I'm proud of him for sure.
Sure, you can definitely see that out there, which is awesome.
Heck yeah.
Now going more specifically to you and how you play, I mean, What mental preparation are you going through right now to play against an elite quarterback like Brady?
Well, I think the cool thing about Coach Carroll is that he always emphasizes that every week is a championship week. Every week is the championship game. So the preparation don't change. You know what I mean? I tell people all the time, no matter if it's a rookie quarterback, if it's the best quarterback ever, that's the championship quarterback that we're playing this week. You got to prepare like he's the best quarterback out there. And that's the same approach we're taking in this one. So for me, it's just, keep doing what I'm doing. Don't make nothing up. And just stay to the process and stay to what I've been doing, and let's just go play.
Yeah, and obviously we see you donning a lovely FC Bayern Munich hat or scarf.
Oh yeah.
Have you been able to get around at all?
Man,
see Munich? Or?
Shoot, I will as soon as I get my butt back on that bus today. I mean, we've been kind of on a tight schedule, but today we're gonna have a little free time, so I'm looking forward to getting out and about and just seeing the city, feeling the culture, and feeling the people. Man, I'm excited.
That would be awesome. And then last one, just a bit of a fun one, imagine if you guys had to move over here as a Seahawks. Which one of your teammates do you think would fit best in Germany?
I can't say him. That's too obvious.
Not the German.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. Who would fit in? I feel like Will Disley would fit in very well. I just feel like he has that personality. Like you can put him anywhere, and it's just like he's contagious. Like he's just gonna fit in, and it's just gonna be like nothing for him. So I would definitely say Will Disley, man. He just got that personality. He's a contagious person.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much for this.
No
this
problem.
Is brilliant.
Thank you.
So we're here at the beautiful Bayern Munich campus. Bucs have just had their walkthrough, and rookie tight end Cade Otton joins us. Cade, how does it feel to be out in Germany?
It's awesome. I love the weather. It feels really good. Feels like football weather. And so got to play in the beautiful arena and looking forward to going to the stadium tomorrow. Super excited.
The guy who played in the Pacific Northwest and had to go to Tampa knowing that this weather's much nicer for sport, right?
Yeah, I love it. It brings me back, and it just feels really good to be out and about.
And what was it like turning up today and, you're getting the police escort to practice. You see the number of media out here, fans outside, seeing that fervor for the game.
Yeah, it's so cool. I think kind of isolated in the United States with football and how much it means there, but super cool to see how the game's growing. And obviously there's an excitement around here for the game, and super pumped to see what the fans are like at the game on Sunday.
So talk to me about last Sunday. What a moment for you. First touchdown in the NFL, and to do it on a kind of classic Brady drive to go and win the game.
Yeah. I think in the moment we were all just focused on doing our jobs, but once you take a step back, have some perspective, it's super surreal to be a part of that. Like his 55th game-winning drive, just thinking about all the great things he's done throughout his career, and just being able to cap that off with the team and get the win was incredible.
Did you know you were getting the ball on the first pass, let alone the touchdown?
No, I didn't. But each play we just try to get in the right spots, and Tom made a great read and delivered a great ball, and that got the drive started for us, and it was huge.
What's the kind of communication on the field at that point? Because to us, we're seeing that so quick fire, you're not letting them substitute. We're just seeing that methodical thing. So how are you guys communicating with each other in those moments?
Yeah, we practice at a ton, pretty much every day. We're going through our no huddle communication and how we line up and what plays we want to run, and so we're all just locked in, focused on what Tom's calling, where we need to line up, what the situation is. If we need to get out of bounds or get down, call a timeout. All those things are going through our head. At the end of the game, we were able to execute and get the win.
Very cool moment, and really cool to see Cam Brate, who was on the sideline last week, coming off the sidelines, coming congratulate. So you retweet a video of that. What does that say about this team, about Cam, and about that feeling amongst you guys?
Yeah, he's a great player. I've learned so much from him, and also just an unreal teammate. Just the excitement that he and everyone else had for me was so special, and just so thankful to be a part of this awesome team.
You get drafted here in Germany as well. This is almost like a little bit of a homecoming for you.
Exactly. It feels like I'm kind of getting welcome to where the NFL started for me, and I'll be excited to step foot in the stadium tomorrow where it got announced, and it'll be special for sure.
When you did get announced for the Buccaneers, you knew you were going to be coming there and working with Tom Brady. As we found out, it was over the summer. What were your first interactions with him like? Because I always hear these great stories from people about the first time they meet Tom Brady.
Yeah. So I was coming back from an injury, and he introduced himself, was just asking me about it, and he just said, you better get your rehab, and if you don't, I'll be mad. But if you do, I'll throw you a lot of touchdowns. So that was super cool of him. He's a great teammate, great guy, and I've loved working with him.
I saw a tweet this week saying that he was your age now when you were born. Like, what does that, like, in terms of to see a teammate doing everything he's still doing now? That's got to be incredible to think.
Yeah, it's unreal when you think about it. But I mean, on the team, he's like a great leader and one of the guys. You know, he's another teammate who leads us and works really hard. And so we don't really think about the age gap too much. He's just a teammate.
And just finally, what did that win do last weekend for you guys? We saw last night, I don't know if you all have been flying, but Thursday night football means that you're now top of the division because of the Panthers getting the win over the Falcons. How has that felt for maybe a momentum changer for your season?
Yeah, definitely huge to be on top of the division, but I think just the joy of getting a win was huge for us. You know, just been in a slump a little bit, but I think just having that joy, that excitement, and just really looking forward to getting another one. Everyone's working hard, and that's always what we're working for, is to win.
Any message for the many German fans and the fans across Europe coming out to watch the Bucs on Sunday?
Yeah, come out, be loud, and we're super excited to see you guys.
Kate Owen, Ryan Neal,
How good's
Bucs
Phoebe?
Seahawks. She's so good.
She's so good.
She won't listen to this, so we're allowed to say it.
Well, I'm telling you, but she is so good.
Sensational.
She gets, because she's been there and done it, she gets stuff out of players that you and she's really disarming as a human being anyway. But she gets stuff out of players that you and I would never get. So fair props. Fair props to the old Schecter.
Sheck dog.
Who's going to win? I am taking the Seahawks at the weekend. I think that, honestly, I think Geno balls out. 74% completion rate so far this season, leading the league in high ranking stats. Honestly, I think the run game gets there, and I genuinely think that we are due a game in Europe, including London, which is a blowout. Because we had 3 games this year and we're quite close. I'm going to say 34-17 Seattle.
Wow. They are, like, Seattle have the stats behind them. They are 4th in yards per game. They rush the ball well. They're good through the air. Like, they are good on that side of the ball. I think the Bucs defense improving is going to make a big difference. And do you know what? I'm sick of this Seahawks revolution. As a team, I'm ready for the Niners to bounce back. 7 of our last 9 games at home this year, only 3 against teams currently with winning records, including, of course, the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football for the last Thursday Night Football of the season. Tom Brady with a little bounce back last week. He's already been out here and done this before. He's won in London twice. He knows what it takes to travel across to Europe. They are the more professional, modern organisation, and I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win a tight one, 27-24.
Jeez, imagine 4 games this season in Europe, and they've been that close. First quarterback to play in 4 different countries.
So
he can keep his rings. That's the real stat.
US, Mexico.
So he did Mexico. I didn't know he'd done this.
London, and
which is a country, of course.
England, UK, and Germany. And who knows? Maybe he'll play till he's 90, and he'll play in Dublin and Naples and Milan and Madrid.
Naples, of all places, the Curvo Sud.
I like the way he went from Dublin to Naples to Milan.
2 very comparable cities, of course. In their cuisine, in their peoples, in their just,
amazing.
Their culture.
My 2 pennies. I think the Bucs will win.
Here we go, 2-1 against the favourites.
Clancy's Seahawks, so 2-2. I should have asked.
You did that brilliant graphic the first week that we did those picks, and then you've done nothing with it since.
Still nothing.
Absolute shambles.
Honestly.
Don't have time, lads. I will. The plan is the graphic that went viral for Mr. Clancy. I think you as well. The Bengals graphic. That's going to go out the night before the Super Bowl. Next year we will.
I think a bunch of us might pick the Colts as division winners.
I definitely do. I think next year what we'll do is we'll do it week by week, and we'll do a running total. So it's like we're not starting like week 7, and we'll have it. Oh, Will's 16-0 week 1. Michael's 2-14. Cy Clancy's 7 and whatever. So yeah, leave that one with me, gentlemen. Great picks though, and keep looking forward to hearing it. I mean, it's funny that we're sort of all on different pages here. So you both think the Bucs are going to win? Alan,
Yeah,
the Seahawks.
I think actually the Bucs will win quite convincingly. I'm going to go 32-17.
What's the plan the next few days? So we're recording this on the Friday evening.
Yeah, we really need to get over to the Bucs like now-ish. I didn't realise quite how late it had gotten, so we need to pack up and go.
We have to pack up and go.
We have today we're at the training, and plus we've got a couple of events to go to. Why am I holding the trailer?
There's a new magazine coming out soon, so you can get a subscription now. And there's loads of great content.
Sorry, what was on your one?
It's the Packers one.
Packers.
Yeah, tomorrow we are just spending some time in Germany. If anyone happens to listen to us on the way over, I know some people are flying in on Saturday. I've already had a few fans hit us up on Twitter as it is. I know we're going to meet up with Neil Dutton, who's the great fantasy football writer and podcaster. So we're going to go for a beer with him on Saturday. So I'm going to do a little kind of NFL UK meetup in nothing kind of official, but just DM and let us know where you're going to be, and we'll end up all in the Odeonplatz and having a great time. We'll do the crawl, and then Sunday we're at the game.
Auf geht's.
Are you going to the Sports Illustrated party, Mike? I've heard that you're the kind of swanky man that gets invited to such things. It literally says celebrities and VIPs on the email, so I reckon the neck's there.
Well, he's a celebrity in Denver now, so...
Where is the party? Like, and when is it tonight? Or,
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Where is... I don't know.
Alf gets the party?
Let's go. Thank you for listening and for watching. If you did so, apologise for the lo-fi hotel room ambiance. But, maybe on Sunday we'll get a chance to do a little recap, maybe, from either the stadium or possibly... Yeah, just throwing some bits out there. Let's see what we can do. But in the meantime, listening, watching, keep following on the socials. Mike's been some brilliant work. This has been The Gridiron Show.